If you're truly enlightened, you see that time itself is an illusion. There is in fundamental reality no succession. There is only the appearance of succession, as when you observe a Rorschach blot under the influence of LSD. It looks as if the blot is flowing into position. It is moving. You can see the paint or the ink or whatever is on it going, but it's always standing still and it's moving at the same time. So that's the situation we have. Eternity and time together. It's always there, but it looks as if it were changing. But it keeps changing into the same thing, hence the French proverb, plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose. The more it changes, the more it's the same thing. It keeps turning into itself. So the counter movement is this, that at the end of the cycle, things get more and more out of control. And everybody, every individual, has the sense of powerlessness. That the government is out of hand, that nobody is put up for election whom we care to vote for, that the whole thing is a mess, and that you can't do anything about it, and the wars, which we don't want, get more and more imminent and dangerous. Yet at the same time, we are trying to control everything, and so government gets more and more uptight. And at the same time, since we are coming to the end of the cycle, in which the divinity wakes up from the dream, more and more people are beginning to have mystical experience. That is the waking up process. But then, in all this, there is the kind of terror, you see, of waking up. Because that is a way of experiencing one's own hush to oneself. That is to say, when you want to play hide and get lost and imagine that you are all this, and that is your firm intention, so much so that it produces the vivid reality of all this going on, you are repressing who you really are, what you really are. And that repression, when uncovered, is experienced in the form of terror at finding out. Don't look into the secret box. See? There's always something. There's always a forbidden area. There's always something behind the scenes with a sign that says, keep out. You mustn't find out what goes on in there. And so, naturally, the suspicion in which the mystics have always been held is that they disobeyed the keep out sign. They looked under the carpet. They peeked through the bathroom keyhole. They found out what was going on behind the scenes. The mystic is a peeping Tom. Yes, obviously from the point of view of the management, because the management keeps the show going. The show must go on. You must be responsible. The mail must be delivered. People must be fed. Babies must be looked after. Of course, the show must go on. And therefore any suggestion that this is completely unnecessary will be regarded as utterly subversive. And of course it is subversive, because it turns the carpet upside down, that's all. So then you get this really frightening picture that as we move ineluctably towards the final colossal explosion, we all begin waking up, and we begin to see in our visionary experience the great white light. Well, what do you suppose that is? Why, that's the star you're going to turn into. The light of glory. God in the form of the sun. The greatest and most ancient symbol, even used by Christians, is when God is called the Sun, S-U-N, of justice, and is born and in the form of Christ at the winter solstice, which is the period of the birth of the sun, because it is when the sun is at the lowest point in the midheaven and is starting to rise again towards the summer solstice. Now just let's suppose, I've been telling you a fairy tale, a science fiction sort of thing. Let's say we're getting into a new thing called metaphysical fiction. And let us see that if that is the possibility, and what is actually happening, what will be our attitude towards it practically? What happens, you see, is that the system does blow itself up through expansion of its control over itself. So therefore, the more you have the powerful fascistic type government, whether it masquerade under the name of communism or capitalism or whatever, it's all the same thing. The government is invariably the most successful group of gangsters. So when it gets very, very tough and strong, you can see then that the world is getting uptight. And as any system whatsoever gets uptight, it begins to vibrate too fast. It's the same principle as the thermostat. Then you see what happens is it's too close. The mechanism confuses the go with the stop signals. And so it starts going on and off, on and off, on and off, and it shakes itself to pieces. That is a mechanical analogy of anxiety. And to be uptight, you see, is to be anxious. And so the colossal paranoia and anxiety that spreads through the world today on all sides, engendering vast secret services, espionage systems, espionages on espionages, and police looking after policemen, and all that kind of thing, is what is going to blow it all up. Because it's all being done in the name of security. You know, the security officer. There is no security. There never was. And everything that is done to ensure it is a source of trouble.